Alright guys, so the next stop that we have is going to be Chiesa di San Maurizio al Monastero Maggiore. And this is a beautiful church built right at the beginning of 16th century in a Lombardy period. And it's literally united to the museum that we just walked out of. So it's actually all incorporated into one structure, this church and the ancient Roman structures that we just experienced. So it should be really interesting to check it out. It supposedly has some beautiful frescoes and other artifacts. So let's go in and check it out. Oh, buongiorno. Buongiorno. So beautiful.
Yeah. All original fresh.
Wow, guys, it is so beautiful here. I am so happy that we stopped by here. You know, I just talked to the gentleman that is one of the curators and workers in this beautiful church. So let me tell you a little bit about it before we go and look at it. So all the frescoes that we're gonna see here are the original frescoes. They've never been destroyed, or there's no fire that took this church. You know, most of these frescoes date from 16th century when this church was built. And in fact, it took 60 years to finish painting all of them that you're about to see. Some of them are painted by very famous Italian painters, such as his name escapes my mind right now, gentleman just said, but the most famous student of Leonardo da Vinci painted some of them, and some other really famous painters, Italian painters that did some other ones. And where we're standing actually is sort of the part of the church where, you know, regular people would come and pray. On the other side, behind this wall that you're gonna see, would be the part where the monastery would be. This used to be the biggest northern Italian all-female monastery, and it was so until the Napoleon conquered this land and decided, you know, no more monasteries, we're closing them down, female and male. And so after that, you know, the monastery was abandoned, and then the part behind the wall was open to the public. So we have a very unique part to go in there and see the hidden headquarters. That's where the nuns, the female nuns would be stationed at. So let me show you this beautiful 16th century church, and we'll go explore some hidden rooms that were unseen to some of the people for hundreds of years. Look at this. Look how beautiful these frescoes are. Oh my God. Of course, you can see all the famous biblical stories. Here, of course, you see the Christ beating the merchants out of the temple, telling them, "What are you doing here? This is not a place for business. It's a place for prayer." And obviously here, I would suspect this is Jesus' resurrection, and obviously maybe reimagined through the modern eyes. Yeah, look at that. Different. Oh, this, you know, it's interesting. There's Jesus holding the flag that I think is a flag of Milan. So that's interesting. Okay, wow, look at that. 60 years. Can you imagine? 60 years it took to paint this beauty. Wow. Just fantastic. Oh my gosh. Oh, some gnarly scenes. Somebody's head being presented on the plate. So I just want you to look at this for a second. So as you can see, this is a place where people would come and sit, and why don't we take a seat as well? But I want you to look right there. You see where the altar is? Well, behind it, there's a little net, wooden or metal net, and then so behind there would be where female nuns would be sitting, and they would not interact with people that were sitting here. They would be secluded from the world, have minimal interaction. They would be secluded behind the walls of this complex, and so even sitting here, they would not see people on the other side. So you can imagine for 200-300 years before Napoleon closed this thing down, there'd be women there, spending decades in seclusion, yet being so close to the population. They could hear us, but I don't think they would be able to see us. But since the monastery has been closed, we have this unique opportunity to go in and see their lives, see their headquarters, see what was their world. This is, our world with the door there, right? And now we're gonna see their world. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. Again, wow. This is all original stuff. I think the only restored thing is the roofing, which a gentleman said was redone sometime in the 19th century. But I just want to make sure you see how beautiful it looks. So intricate. I actually never seen a ceiling like that in any church I've been to, so quite unique. So as you can see, here's the classical wooden chairs, again, all of them original. This is where the nuns would sit. This is where they would be present at the mass. And then as you can see, here's the view from here on the outside world behind this cage. So quite interesting. And one more point I wanted to mention is, look at this organ. So this is actually, again, the original organ from 16th century. The gentleman said they have renovated it, but they haven't replaced it. So the sounds that this creates on Sunday Mass would be the same sounds it did create more than 500 years ago. How cool is that? If you have a chance to come here on Sunday, I think that would be something magical to hear. But yeah, just how cool is this? If you said somebody in if you said to somebody in the 16th century that people would be walking here and taking pictures and videos, they'd think you're crazy, right? Because this place was so secluded from the outside public. But oh, look at that, a beautiful fresco of Noah's Ark. As you can see, I actually never seen a fresco of Noah's Ark before. It's quite neat. As you can see, every animal is in double, and the God is overseeing everything, and there's Noah right there, and sort of being shone upon from God. Look at that. And here's some people obviously dying, the ones that didn't make it, and this would be probably when they finally landed. And yeah, there's a bird carrying the branch, notifying that the land is near. And then here's probably Noah just exiting the ark, and you can see all the people and animals that died from the flood. Wow. Okay, well, these are rather simple, I guess, because they're technically behind the wooden sitting structure, so perhaps they don't need to be that complex, right? But yeah, as you start walking out, here you get the more beautiful, complex paintings. Very nice. Man, I love this place. Beautiful. So we're walking through the praying place of the largest female monastery here in northern Italy. Okay. All right, well, we're just gonna walk out and Just wanted to show you this beautiful picture of God the Father, as I presume it is, here as you're looking out here. And, oh, exit is this way. Okay. Yeah. Huh. It's a beautiful place. Well, here's a little door that was probably connecting the two sides of the building, or maybe some messages or something like that. Anyway, oh, look at this. We are back to the museum. That's where we started. Okay.